That's because I was sent to Brazil in 1976, and Govinda Maharaj's move. What year did he go to Bhuvaneshwara? Do you know? With Bhagwat? Bhagwat and Tejas, they went to Bhuvaneshwara, right? Please correct me, Prabhu. I'm not a historian.
72, 73.
So early?
We said first before, and then you come back after.
What year Govinda Maharaj was initiated by Prabhupada? Hmm? 75, and I was sent to Brazil 76. That's why I actually came across Govinda Maharaj when I went to the 76 and 77 Gopurnima meetings. That was, and I only had visual impact. I never really got to hear, but Govinda Maharaj became very popular after Prabhupada's departure. His preaching was outstanding. People were talking about it. Hey, did you hear what he said? Hey, he's somebody who's talking really different than all the others. And then, the next thing you heard it, but some people don't like it. He's becoming too popular. Huh? Hey, they don't want him to come to this zone. He shouldn't preach there. Jai Sisi. Radha
Vinod Bihari.
Radha Vinod Bihari Ji ki Jai. Govinda Maharaj Avirbhav Mahotsav ki Jai. So, because of that, Govinda Maharaj was a very intriguing personality. Then over the years, I had the chance of coming into some friendship with Madhavananda Prabhu. And I could see his first-class publications. And I was very impressed because I thought, wow, there's somebody going deeper and exploring parts of the philosophy. I mean, Prabhupada's books are everything that is sound basis, but then you have like kind of follow-up to this of further exposing transcendental truths. So in Madhavananda and also we had a very good friendship relationship, so he could tell me, but I was too proud and too much gone somewhere else. I wouldn't like drop everything, run to Bhuvaneshwara to get the nectar. That wasn't for me, it wasn't meant to be for me. So the last pastime which Prabhu just mentioned, before the departure of Govinda Maharaj, this was of course the big shock. And I got it from Madhavananda, so I got it pretty much close to the reality of what happened there. Actually, I heard now a second version from you. It was so shocking. Like, pure devotee can decide when he wants to leave his body, you know, that was the feeling we got. And he made a statement which I don't think anybody has really digested really in the meaning. But he left because he never wanted to leave. You know, I went to join Srila Bhaktivinoda Kaksheta Deva Goswami, my beloved merciful Vaishnava, who adopted me when I was quite lost. And when I joined in 1984, I was reading a book of Govinda Maharaj, and one sentence stuck out in my mind as I was reading, "Never leave ISKCON." But I had already left. So I was like, how am I going to digest this one, no? Then, of course, my curiosity was growing. There was one book of Govinda Maharaj Mathura in Vrindavan or something. What was it called? Mathura meets Vrindavan, yes. Well, that book also blew me away. I said, wait a second, where does he get all that stuff from? There seems to have some other books which I didn't read. So, Govinda Maharaj, he's a historic, I mean, it's stupid to say that, a historic figure in our Sampradaya, which maybe will take many, many, many more years, maybe even generations to be understood. But one thing is for sure, the Bhuvaneshwara contribution, the Jagannath, the understanding of Lord Jagannath's pastimes. Oh, then I became an acquaintance of Fakir Mohan. And Fakir Mohan, I don't know who of you have met him, he was very close with Govinda Maharaj. I don't know who. Who was the guru of who? What would you say? Huh? He was the guru of Fakir Mohan? Okay, so I wasn't there so close, no? But Fakir Mohan, he was speaking so much about the whole spirit which came from there. So, by the way, Fakir Mohan's Samadhi ended up to be in Vrindakunja by divine grace. He graced us, he keeps gracing us. So, yeah, I repent. I repent very much that that I didn't get more associations of Govinda Maharaj, and that also I cannot come up to the mark. After what you hear, then you say, oh God, could I actually have looked in his eyes? But you see, the devotees also, they are sometimes different. Sometimes they shoot like this straight up to give a standard, and then the next moment they turn around and they're very, very lenient on certain things to encourage somebody who is otherwise unencourageable. That also has to be considered. Otherwise you may think, oh God, stay away from these people. They will just look through and you have no chance to get to the next aspiration. As a matter of fact, you know, there was such a big conversation after Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada left the world. And I don't think we need to go deep into it, but the Guru is self-revealed. So in a sense, the Guru Govinda Maharaj wasn't amongst the 11 chosen people, but he was recognized by everybody as that he is a spiritual master of Prabhupada, of his legacy, and that legacy led into the legacy of Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Maharaj also, even though the legacy of Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Maharaj didn't depend on Govinda Maharaj, because he had, you see, I was visiting Srila Narayan Maharaj since 1979. As soon as the things got weird in ISKCON, I started to search for some shiksha from the Gaudiya Math, and the first one I came across who was communicatable was Srila Narayan Maharaj in Mathura, and I went to see him again and again. And in those years, he was so supportive to ISKCON. He was always saying, we have to change ISKCON from within. We have to change ISKCON from within. And we didn't know, well, I guess Krishna knows, he didn't know, but for when Srila Narayan Maharaj's mission evolved and grew so fast, and that's when Govinda Maharaj's disciples also came to him, no? Prayojana and everything. So it's a whole chapter on the Gaudiya Vaishnavism. And this chapter, Govinda Maharaj, definitely is a stepping stone there. And in how much this stepping stone can harmonize everything, that is another question, because we do long for harmonizing. At least my heart is always longing for harmonizing. The harmonization was like Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Maharaj said, He said, I consider everything happening in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, every temple of any mission in any part of the world, they are all one mission for me. So this is a harmonizing vision, no? But when you go there, you may find the local devotees, they don't relate to that harmonizing vision. They have another vision. Okay, maybe they're too busy to make sure what they're doing is working, so therefore they cannot be so broad-minded. But broad-mindedness is necessary. And what I really, my Shiksha Guru now, Srila Gopananda Bon Maharaj, he is very close to Radha Kunja, and I think some of his sannyasis he initiated here also, and so he's the president of the Vishwa Vaishnava Raj Sabha, and yes, I can imagine him sitting there and chatting it out with Gaur Govinda Maharaj, deeply Vaishnava Tattva. But what can I say about such things? I am just a little a faulty parrot, trying to repeat what has come in my ears without much understanding, but it sounded good, so I'll repeat. But once I was sitting in front of Srila Bhakti Rakshita Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj, and Bhakti Kankan Tapasvi Maharaj. That was in Mayapur, in Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math. I was kind of a newcomer in the Math, and they were chatting in Bengali, obviously, and they were chuckling, and they were having such an incredible Harikatha talk that I just had the visual part, so I was seeing their faces, their moods, their love they felt for each other in this, which came out. Then inside I thought, yeah, that's the Krishna consciousness I'm looking for. This is how deep you go, how revealing it is, and how what you mentioned Bhav, who will achieve Bhav? Well, Bhav is a gift, I would say. Can only come as a gift. But how do we get such a gift? By crying, sweating, rolling in the dust, tolerating the difficulties. And I think today, difficulties are plenty. So everybody who stays in the ashram and keeps doing the service, like you're doing here, so you're an impressive, amazing group of devotees, sticking it out in Corona times, and with so much hospitality and so much love that you've gained the fame already. So Gaur Govinda Maharaj, he had gained a lot of fame. I'm sure he wasn't into fame, but he gained a lot of fame, because when actually that's something Srila Bhakti Rakshita Maharaj pointed out. He said, the more you look on your bad sides, the more good things will come to you. And the more you look on your qualities and what you're able to do, the more bad things will come to you. So, Bhaktya vihina aparatsa lakshai chitascha kamadi tarangamadye kripa mai tvang sharanam prapanam vrinde sumaste sharanarabindam. So this is what our acharyas have taught us. So we are kanishta, or whatever we are, but we are in need of filling a certain gap. Just like you have a gap here, which is cooking. And when you go into the Radha Kunja kitchen, you see Premananda himself cooking usually, plus a whole bunch of people all collaborating, so the gap is filled. So but there's a gap like this everywhere in the world of Krishna consciousness. Where's the prasadam? Where's the preaching? Where are the Harinam? Where are the devotees? Where are the books being distributed and all that? And all these gaps can only be filled by people submissive to our Acharya's vision and desires. Vision and mission. And therefore I offer my humble obeisances to you especially as a representative of Gaur Govinda Maharaj, and all of you as representatives of Srila Narayan Maharaj and everything, that that this vision and mission may stay alive through you and through us, through all of us, because the vision and the mission is what Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati gave his life for, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur also, and Gokishadas Babaji Maharaj, and in the words of Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Maharaj, I like to repeat, he said that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur announced it, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu predicted it, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati initiated it, and then Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, he took it into full manifestation from shore to shore, from continent to continent, totally beyond anybody's dream and imagination. I think Sridhar Maharaj even said to other planets as well. I don't remember exactly, but something it went like, wow, there seems to be no limit to where it's going, what was done there. And that historical event produced Gaur Govinda Maharaj. So they're all together. This is all a tapestry of love. It is an amazing tapestry. And if we can somehow or other find our support in our life on this divine tapestry of our Guru Varga, then most likely our own deficiencies, the enemies within us, will have no chance. Because some merciful Vaishnava is going to drag us over and help us to come to the next step, again and again to the next step. I don't feel I can add anything more to this, because to have an adequate word in the glory of Gaur Govinda Maharaj is not, my mouth is not capable to produce that. I just beg for his mercy on his Avirbhav Mahotsav. I beg for Lord Jagannath's mercy, Subhadra and Balaram, which are so dear to him, and Vrindavan, of course. Vrindavan. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Thank you so much. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe.